Could you dwell out of a vehicle? Raya of London requested herself the issue while she excited in a vehicle-free growth, but above the history year she's been penalty. Lil of Dorset says she can't use village buses since they are nonsense, but she's confused to driving so lot. They are portion of a tendency of youthful human beings departure cold on the vehicle. In the 1990s, 80% of human beings were drive by 30, now the token is just achieved by 45. Men by 30 are traveling just part the miles their fathers did. The Committee on Journey Consumer Demand says the should conduct to a by the government think on journey priorities. It points out how human beings in general are drive lot less than rather than anticipated. It will forecast how, jointly, drivers will be making up to 400 trillion miles a year. How, in rotate, will growth blood pressure for more than conducting on roads. It depends on how lot you trust the by the government's traffic forecasts. A representative told the plant had recorded the changes in journey manners in its 3-yearly prediction of next traffic. But the committee says the prediction is a enormous overrate how will conduct to a boomers in contentious way building. It says the forecasters include not correctly undertaken in expense how human beings usually are drive lot less than. Forecasts of next consumer demand for next way use are very disputable since they seem to be relying on the kind of traffic increase we saw in the 1990s. We don't include such levels of traffic increase any more than. Lot youthful human beings are lucky to dwell their lives out of a car, particularly in big cities wherever social transportation is nice. The committee says how except ministers drastically de-think the way they schedule transportation infrastructure facilities, they will be conducting taxpayers' cash on the incorrect things. They say how instead of evaluating next consumer demand for drive, later house roads to encounter the consumer demand, ministers should be request how human beings wish to dwell, later planner transportation solutions respectively. It could indicate more than invest in social transportation, walk and biking regulation in cities wherever lot youthful human beings choose to dwell out of possession a vehicle. The would bring contamination too much, and assist fight environment changing. Various solutions would be necessary in village areas wherever nice social transportation is deficient and wherever largest human beings are dependent on cars. The Committee on Journey Consumer Demand is an freelance team of academia expert on journey prediction. He's underfunded by the government-backed Study Councils UK. Professor Marsden said us by the government planned are in risk of closing the UK in a top traffic next by provided additional way area how will just promote more than traffic increase. The paper says, we've got to exceed the dots on politics and see how more than busy forms of transportation love walk and biking are departure to enhance human beings' public health and fight the adiposity plague. Walk and biking include a urgent part to act, yet they seem to be the Cinderellas of transportation. Professor Marsden's team says, down there is a conjunction of much longer-term public shifts in activities such as how we job and how we store, change demography, shifts in revenue through the people, as policies in the transportation segment that include emboldened urbanization. This economic downturn has played a portion, as has the change to portable web and some woo in data and communicating technologies. Yet, the trends precede both of these. Some contributing factors in a complex equalization might be top car insurance coverage for youthful men in special, and the increase in cab services love Uber. In several cities, habitation developments are vehicle-free. Raya El Salahi of London said us, in procedure to dwell in my household you include to mark a agreement how you win use for a parking lot allow. I've managed with I was a adolescent and he's thing I was concerned on. But he's been completely penalty. Amazingly. Yes, but to a inferior degree. A car is yet necessary for lot in village areas. Get Lil Boyer, an professional physician and youthful mum of Wimborne in Dorset. She said us, I include tested receive the bus to job but if you miss yours bus you are twisted and I can't get household to my child. I sense those guilty on the sum I use the car but he's not very in stock option. The paper says through Europe, Cities include withdrawn on the tendency of declining travel rates. They are beforehand planner to growth their populations until reduction or keeping stable car traffic. Quite rather than discussion which next consumer demand might be, they are installation out a site for their cities and later thought on the part of vehicles in how. The committee says in the UK, London and more Manchester are guideline the way in planner cities wherever human beings can go, loop and use social transportation and taxis, out of needy to own a vehicle. A representative told, nice transportation infrastructure facilities is key to a prosperous economics. That is why we are manufacturing considerable investment to convert our transportation web, help build jobs and increase economical increase. We routinely upgrade our forecasts and testimony basis, compliance them upwards to date for planner next transportation invest. We are work close in production and consumer to provide we are produced for the transportation web of the next.